It doesn't take much to help improve the lives of children in impoverished countries. In fact, all you need is 153 minutes. Joining us this morning to explain is Randy Norris, the senior pastor of the Station Church and the founder of Walk153. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for letting me be here.
Okay, tell us what is 153? What is that?
There's an estimated 153 million orphans in the world today. And, you know, the thought of 153 million children going to bed tonight without a mother and a father is just heartbreaking. And we want to do something about it. And so that's where Walk153 came from.
How did you become so passionate about this?
About 3 years ago, our church went on a mission trip to Uganda. And I went along. This was my first overseas mission trip. And while we were there, I just met so many orphan children, whether they were in orphanages or just living out in the villages and in the slum areas of Uganda. And once you meet these children and you know their names, you know their faces, you just can't forget them. And so we came home. I actually, on that mission trip, met two boys that are now my sons. And so our mission pastor that led the trip, he had recently just adopted a little girl from that same area. And so we began the adoption process and brought our two boys home, and just had a passion, though, that we wanted to help those other children as well, as much as we could.
So there is a way for people sitting at home who may want to help can get involved, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's where Walk153 comes in. And so we're going to be walking this Sunday, November 3rd, at Buccaneer Stadium at Hoover High School. The time is at 1:53, and we're going to walk for 153 minutes. And so you can go to walk153.com and you can register there, whether you're an individual or you got your family. We invite everyone to come out. You can even register just the day of at the event and at the table there, and just walk with us and have a great time.
Now the goal is to raise money, correct?
That's exactly right.
How will the funds be used?
100%. Nothing's going to overhead, nothing's going to any administrative costs. 100% of the funds raised is going right back into adoption and orphan care. This year we're partnering with 15 families across the state of Alabama, and even some in the southeast, who are in the adoption process, who are using the walk to raise funds to bring their children home. And so we're really excited that Walk153 is helping them. And at the same time, we always want to do an orphan care project. And this year our project is we're buying the bricks to build a school in Mundri, South Sudan, where currently orphan children are not allowed to go to school. And so we're going to buy the bricks and build this school. The land's already there. It's already been cleared. They're just waiting for the bricks to be bought, and Walk153 is doing that this year.
Oh, that is such a blessing.
Yeah, we're really, really excited about that project.
Oh, so that's wonderful. So for folks who just want to maybe get some exercise, they would do this helping build a school for orphans.
Right.
And also, it sounds like you could also help families who are interested in adopting
Absolutely.
with that process.
That's right.
How tough is that process? Is it a long, drawn-out process?
You know, one thing that I've learned through our adoption and through other families in our church and other families that we know that are doing it, everybody's adoption story is different. And I would never say that it is the hardest process in the world, and I would never say it's easy either. You know, I hear some folks, our adoption did not take that long. It was about a 6-month process, but I hear others that just are years in the works. And so every story's different, and it just sort of depends on the situation, the country, whether it's domestic, international, they just all look different.
Now, did you change the name at one point?
We did.
Why?
This is our second year. Last year it was Walk147, and this year it's Walk153 because the number has risen. The estimate has always been 147 million orphans, and I'm not saying that's a wrong estimate. It's just an estimate. But this year it seems like the 153 is the prevailing one, and so we changed it to show that increase in the number of orphans in the world.
What's the one thing that's touched your heart when you've been doing this, helping these orphans?
You know, I think just seeing the pictures that we're getting back from, like last year we did our projects were helping children in Uganda, and seeing the pictures of the kids getting textbooks that we had provided for them, or sitting at their desk that the money from Walk153 had built, and just seeing the smiles on their faces and the joy in their hearts. And then seeing 4 families from our church that Walk153 helped them to get their children home, and knowing those children now, and seeing that they're part of their forever family, that's what's really special about it, and seeing the difference that it's making.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you can make a difference too. All you have to do is put on your walking shoes. Walk153's fundraiser is Sunday, November 3rd at Buccaneer Stadium. That's at Hoover High School. Registration begins at noon. The walk begins at 1:53 p.m.
That's
Easy
right.
to remember.
That's right.
And it will last for 153 minutes. Again, 100% of the money raised will go towards supporting orphan care and adoption assistance. For more information, you can go to thestationchurch.org.
Right.
Best of luck. Thank
Hey,
you so much.
thank you so
for
much.
being here, Pastor.
Appreciate it.
It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure.